out before the round was over, I'd actually said to the lads, like, this has got to be pulled before the round even finished, because it was clear to see what had happened. So yeah, when Billy Joe come back, there's a very misconstrued opinion of actually what happened in the corner. Obviously, Billy Joe come back to the corner, sat down, and I got up and whispered in his ear to say, look, you've shown that you belong at this level. You'll get another shot because the fight is close. The fight was close. And Billy Joe was growing into the fight, got caught with a shot. I said, but we're going to have to pull it. That's why he shook his head to say, no, like, I'm going back out. I think he even said, you have to check with him, but I think he even said something orthodox or something like that to say, I can go orthodox or something along those lines. But he was shaking his head because I was saying to him, look, you've shown you belong at this level. You'll get another shot because the fight is close. It's an injury, but it's got to be pulled, and that's why he shook his head.
All these things that saying that Billy Joe quit and he didn't want anything more, that wasn't what happened in that corner.
Let me clear something up about Billy Joe, yeah? I'm not going to name any names, but I've seen him make tons of fighters, world champions, people that people say got heart. He's made them quit in the gym over and over and over. That's hand on my heart, God's honest truth. I ain't got no reason to say that that's the case, but that is the truth. Like, I've seen a lot of fighters, good quality fighters, quit before he's quit. He's made them quit in the gym. So yeah, the only reason he shook his head was to say don't pull it, but we had to do what we had to do.
Those are the words of Billy Joe Saunders as he, in his words, clears up what happened in the corner. Okay, we asked Mark Tibbs. We really didn't get that type of response. I'm glad that he did speak, and this interview did clear some things up about him or them potentially stopping it before the round was even over. Okay, that's a huge factor that should be put in there, because if they would have threw the towel in, it would have been something like a Golovkin-Kell Brook type stoppage, right? Instead of, hey, let me quit on my stool. Because quit on my stool, it conveys that, hey, you didn't make an effort to go back out. Now, according to Ben Davidson, Billy Joe said, no, don't stop it. I can fight orthodox. That's, all this is new to me. Of course, I wasn't in the corner. But I didn't hear him say that. Now, I'm not calling Ben Davidson a liar by any means. I just didn't see that. I didn't see the tone of Billy Joe that conveyed, no, don't stop it. I didn't hear him say no. Not saying he didn't say it, because now that I look back, I see somebody was in his ear, and I thought it was Mark Tibbs, but Mark Tibbs was over. He was right in front of him. Okay, like was up top and like either squatting down and talking to Billy Joe or whatnot. And then somebody was in his ear, and then that was confirmed. That was Ben Davidson. So he said, hey, you showed that you belonged. You get another shot, like really trying to pacify him to get into the mindset that we're about to stop this fight. Okay, and that's what you do to a person when you want to stop a fight. You tell them, hey, man, you did a good job. You did this good. You did that good. But we got to call it. And then I think with Billy Joe saying that, that clears a lot of things up. Okay, and I'm glad that that Ben Davidson had this interview. However, let me counterpunch. The only problem I have with this is the fact that Mark Tibbs, he didn't say, or this didn't, the things that Ben Davidson said, I feel Mark Tibbs could have mentioned, because he was the first one to get interviewed after the loss of Billy Joe. After he took the injury, he could have, well, hey, he didn't want to stop it or whatnot. He did say now, hey, we stopped it. Billy Joe didn't stop it. So that was at least consistent, right? So I feel that if anything, Ben Davidson had a more detailed description of what happened, but what sticks out at me is the fact that I feel that they were going to stop it, or they were, because they seen what happened. They seen that Billy Joe wasn't punching. He wasn't fighting back. He was just trying to avoid those type of shots. He was trying to avoid the attack, but he wasn't making an attack himself. So because look, it was a back and forth fight. It was very technical. You know, some of these rounds were single digit landing rounds for both fighters. So you can see it was very technical. It wasn't like a slob in there with a technician, okay, or a class fighter going in there with a C class fighter. That wasn't the day. That wasn't what time it was. Okay, so the fight was definitely competitive up until that point. And in fact, Billy Joe was starting to come on the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th round. So it was definitely getting interesting until he made that mistake, like Ben Davidson said. He did make a mistake. He tried to get too greedy. He came in with a right hook. Canelo rolled with it. Okay, classic Reynoso stuff, right? You know, uppercut, landed in a perfect spot or the worst spot for Billy Joe. And there you have it. But Mark Tibbs and Ben Davidson, at least they said that Billy Joe did not stop the fight. They stopped the fight. You know, and they were doing their job. So if anything, if you want to come down hard on Billy Joe, okay, you have to come down on hard on other fighters' team that stopped the fight as well. You know, but again, I didn't see that. I didn't see personally his tone. I know he was upset. I seen him upset. I seen him kind of crumble in a, you know, in negative expression. But I did not see him say no, no. I didn't see him shake his head. I didn't see any of that. So I got to keep it real. So I didn't see that. But I'm glad Ben Davidson did tell us at least his portion of the story. And it's very interesting. You guys tell me what you think of Ben Davidson's description of what happened in the corner. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.